So Sebas has a legit moral dilemma involving his RV. He actually brought that. I'm surprised he even mentioned anything to us in the office because he
really,
normally keeps all this kind of stuff just on the DL.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's really a question I have. It's scruples.
Do you know about it, Ravy?
I don't know.
It's really
So I'm
a
selling
thinker.
I'm selling my RV, not in any rush. I'm just, I put it up there on Craigslist for sale. It's 25 foot. It's about 20 years old. It runs great, but it looks kind of dingy on the outside. So I got this reply.
Kinda dingy.
Yeah.
But on the inside, it's actually real clean. Again, runs, all the AC, all that stuff is fantastic. I got this reply from somebody named Rachel, and she starts off, I'm a single mother needing to relocate immediately due to a domestic violence situation. I have all the court documents for proof. I can also show proof of income. Would you consider selling the RV on a rent-to-own agreement? I can pay $700 a month. So at first I'm like, okay, this sounds like some Nigerian prince
Some
scam,
kind of scam,
maybe.
yeah.
I can also pay you more. I'm getting a deposit back from my apartment and my tax returns, et cetera, et cetera. I've lived in an RV previously, so I know what I'm getting into. So I replied back with, are you sure?
Yeah.
There's some rules about this, regulations. How would I get my payment from you? So on and so forth.
How would you know where it is?
right.
Exactly. How do I?
Strange.
Even
Like
if I do have to.
What's your recourse?
Like if you own an apartment or a house that you're renting out, like you
know where they are.
where it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they can't move it. But
Right.
if you're-
She could just drive off.
It's literally
Yeah.
a needle in a haystack.
But if you're renting out your creeper wagon, like how do you?
You would have to have some sort
Yeah.
of collateral.
Yeah.
or your GPS or something, right?
Right.
So I replied back thinking, this is just some scammer. They'll ignore me. Well, I got a follow-up. I live in the next county over. I have friends where I can park short-term until I find a better long-term place to park. I'm looking for either a spot in an RV park or some space on an organic farm.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Not regular farm, but an organic farm.
well.
It will be myself and my two daughters, age 8 and 18 months. We've already been sharing a bed in our one-bedroom apartment, so this won't be a problem. I have lived in a 28-foot RV before with my older daughter a few years ago, so I know how to live in an RV. I need something smaller like your 25-footer, though, so I can park it on most city streets. To make sure...
And that's legit.
Right, which is true.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she's familiar with some of the rules and regulations around this. I would have I would sign it, any kind of notarized paperwork you like as far as payments and repossession. Again, I could pay $700 per month and a larger sum a little later. And she gives me a cell phone number also to reach back to her.
So her
That
goal is
interesting.
to
Yeah.
eventually own it.
Right. So she wants to again pay $700 a month.
Okay.
Can I
Which is-
ask how much you're?
What do you ask?
What's
Oh,
the
like
price?
$5,000.
Okay.
So that would take
which is
less
below
than a
market.
year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, less than a year. The $5,000's below market too. I just want to get rid of it.
Right,
Who
right.
cares? So the moral dilemma is, assuming this is all legit, assuming there's nothing, she's in a bad situation, she's got kids. I would, and she wants to pay for it now.
And if you agree to this,
Right, and if I agree to all this stuff, sign all the paperwork. If I turn her down, I'm turning down this woman who's obviously in need.
yeah.
Right.
In a rough spot.
Right.
Right.
But if, let's say I do go through with it and she then starts falling behind on payments, am I going to be the a-hole who's like telling
Going
this single
after her.
mom
Yeah.
with an abusive ex somewhere, hey, give
Yeah.
it back?
I mean, do you believe the story to begin with?
No,
They-
like from the beginning, it screams
Yeah.
scam to me.
I agree
And-
with that part.
And like, there's so many RVs for sale.
Why is she focused on yours?
Yeah, why is she
Good
honing in on
point.
yours?
I
didn't
think
think of
because
that. I didn't think of
one of
that.
the things about her writing, again, she puts a lot more specifics in here that I've kind of taken out for time that makes me think she's a real person.
But don't you think the more specifics you give, it's
But
kind of
isn't,
fishier?
one of the telltale signs of scam is to really play on your emotions?
True.
And she's even got to you an emotionless robot.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
she's
with
a
like
professional.
like why put in there the abusive relationship?
And court documents
Like,
to
why-
prove.
There's so many buzz things.
The
in
things
there.
with scammers, though, is they give you very generic replies because they're sending so many replies out.
Okay.
She really drilled down into specifics, and she addressed the specific questions I asked in my reply to her, which scammers almost never do. It's just they have a
Okay.
cut and paste, like 3 or 4 or 5 messages they send. So that's where I think she may be legit. And the reason I think she may reach out to me, I'm sure she's talking to other people, but is because on Craigslist, everyone is such a half a moron, illiterate, a-hole.
Yeah.
And I kind of posted my stuff out there with not a cut and paste sort of thing. Like I'm very specific and individual, and so is her reply.
And you're asking only $5,000.
Right. So it's very doable because like most motorhomes are tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
Okay.
Or motorhomes as old as mine are in awful shape.
Yes.
Mine's pretty decent in shape as far as the inside anyway. That's why I'm leaning towards believing her. And again, forget the
Yeah.
scam part.
Okay.
It's still a moral dilemma.
Yeah, but then
assuming it's
also,
real.
like, how do you keep track of it? I mean,
Right.
again, it's
Does she
mobile.
Well, I mean,
mail
you
you a
could
check
put a
every month?
GPS tracker on there and be upfront and honest about it.
Right.
She doesn't need to know.
And I'm
where
not
it is
signing over
or-
the title to her, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't give her the pink slip yet.
Somebody says keep the fuel tank until the final payment is received. How would you?
I think she'll probably want to move it.
how would you do that?
I don't know, dude. It
Or the
screams-
steering wheel.
I think it's a scam.
Like, yeah, I can still
Wheels.
report it stolen. I don't know if there are many RV chop. I'm sure there's some RV chop shop somewhere.
Yeah.
Text saying just keep one of the daughters as collateral.
Kidding.
Yeah,
Oh
keep the
my
younger one.
805. Run the court case number. That might be interesting.
Oh, that's it. 'Cause, yeah, she said she would give me all that paperwork about her domestic situation.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
that's the
but-
next follow-up.
Another legit
Yeah, but that
question:
could
Why
be
would a
somebody
scammer
else's.
target a $5,000 RV?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're
that's
flipping
another
this thing.
question. But maybe there's like something vintage about it that you don't know.
I bet-
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Like a part that's super hard to find.
Antique Roadshow.